Come closer to the light. Look at this old wooden table we are sitting at. Do you see these rings? These deep scratches and the place where the coffee cup left a permanent mark 10 years ago. A younger man might look at this and see a ruined piece of furniture. He might want to sand it down, cover it with a thick layer of shiny lacquer, and make it look like it just came off a factory line. But not me. I look at these marks and I see a story. I see the nights we sat here laughing until our sides ached. I see the morning I dropped my pen in a hurry to write down a dream. These flaws are the table's signature. They are its soul. And tonight, I want to talk to you about why your own flaws, your own scars, and your own mistakes are the most beautiful things about you. We live in a world obsessed with perfection, but perfection is a lie told by people who are too afraid to be real. It is the cracks that define us, not the smooth surfaces. I remember a small shop I visited in Japan many years ago, tucked away in a quiet alley of Kyoto. I saw a bowl that had been broken into several pieces and then put back together. But they hadn't used clear glue to hide the cracks. Instead, they used gold. They called it Kintsugi. The philosophy was simple: the bowl was more beautiful because it had been broken. The gold highlighted the history of the object, turning its greatest trauma into its greatest strength. I stood there for a long time, looking at that golden-seamed bowl, and I thought about my own life. I thought about the times my heart had been shattered, the times my pride had been crushed, and the times I felt like I was falling apart at the seams. I spent so much of my life trying to hide those cracks. I wore masks of strength and competence, terrified that if someone saw the real me, the broken me, they would turn away. But the truth is, the cracks are where the light gets in. The cracks are what make us unique. A perfect person is like a mirror, shiny, but cold and empty. A flawed person is like a diamond, cut by the pressure of life, reflecting 1,000 different colors through its imperfections. When you try to hide your scars, you are hiding your most valuable jewelry. Think about the people you truly love. I want you to really picture them now. Do you love them because they never make mistakes? Do you love them because they have perfect skin and always say the right thing? No. You love them for their quirks. You love the way their voice cracks when they are excited. You love the scar on their forehead from a childhood adventure. You love the way they forget where they put their glasses every single day. These are the things that make them human. These are the things that make them yours. Perfection is boring. It's sterile. It doesn't have a heartbeat. When we try to be perfect, we are essentially trying to stop being human. We are trying to reach a destination that doesn't exist, and in the process, we lose the beauty of the journey. We spend so much energy repairing the house of our ego that we forget to actually live inside it. Why do we punish ourselves for being a work in progress? Life is not a final exam, it is a long, messy, wonderful experiment. I had a friend named Michael. He was a brilliant architect, a man who lived his life by the ruler and the square. Everything in his home was white, everything was in its place, and every hair on his head was perfectly combed. He was successful, but he was the loneliest man I ever knew. He was so afraid of a smudge on the wall or a mistake in a conversation that he never invited anyone in. He had created a perfect prison. One day, near the end of his life, he looked at me and said, "Christopher, I've spent 60 years making sure nothing went wrong, and now I realize that nothing ever really happened." That broke my heart. He had avoided the mess of life, but he had also avoided the magic of it. You see, magic only happens in the mess. It happens in the spontaneous yes, in the accidental detour, and in the vulnerability of saying, "I don't know," or "I'm sorry," or "I'm scared." Michael's house was spotless, but it was also silent. There were no echoes of laughter, no stains from a shared bottle of wine, no memories trapped in the carpet. He had a perfect house, but he never had a home. We are all like old books in a library. A brand new book is nice to look at, but it has no character. The best books are the ones with dog-eared pages, notes scribbled in the margins, and tea stains on the cover. Those are the books that have been read. Those are the books that have changed lives. Don't be afraid of the wrinkles on your face, they are the maps of every smile and every tear you've ever shared. Don't be ashamed of the mistakes in your past, they are the lessons that gave you the wisdom you have today. If you had never failed, you would be arrogant. If you had never suffered, you would be shallow. Your flaws are the weight that keeps you grounded in empathy. They allow you to look at another person who is struggling and say, "Me too." And that, my friend, is the most powerful connection two humans can have. When we share our weaknesses, we give others permission to be weak too. And in that shared weakness, we find a strength that no perfect person could ever understand. We find the courage to be ourselves, without the need for filters or pretension. I want you to look in the mirror tomorrow morning and try something different. Instead of looking for what's wrong, the new gray hair, the tired eyes, the signs of time, look for what's right. Look at the lines around your eyes and remember the joy that put them there. Look at the scars on your hands and remember the work they have done. Tell yourself, I am a masterpiece in progress, and my flaws are my signature. When you accept your own imperfections, a strange thing happens, the world becomes a much kinder place. You stop judging others so harshly because you have stopped judging yourself. You start to see the gold in everyone else's cracks. You realize that we are all just a collection of broken pieces held together by grace and love. We are like the stained glass windows in old cathedrals, broken shards of glass that, when put together and hit by the light, create something far more beautiful than a single clear pane ever could. I recall a story about an old water bearer in India who had two large pots. One of the pots had a crack in it, and while the other pot was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water, the cracked pot arrived only half full. For 2 years, this went on daily. The poor cracked pot was ashamed of its imperfection. One day, it spoke to the water bearer, "I am ashamed because this crack causes water to leak all the way back to your house." The old man smiled and said, "Did you notice that there are flowers only on your side of the path, but not on the other pot's side? That's because I have always known about your flaw, and I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. Every day, while we walk back from the stream, you've watered them. Without you being just the way you are, there would not be this beauty to grace the Master's house. My friend, your flaws are watering the flowers in someone else's life right now. Don't ever wish them away. The fire is whispering its final words for the evening. As you close your eyes tonight, forgive yourself for not being perfect. You were learning. You are still learning. Wrap yourself in the comfort of your own humanity. You are a golden-seamed soul, and your history is a treasure, not a shame. Let the world have its shiny, perfect things. We will keep our scars and our stories. Thank you for sharing this quiet thought with me. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. Walk with pride in your imperfections, and remember, the most beautiful music is often played on an old, out-of-tune piano. Good night, my friend. Rest easy in your beautiful, flawed skin. Just let it be. Just let yourself be.